Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the stream. How are you all doing tonight? Streams have been pretty light lately, but if you're over on the Patreon, I got a ton of content. Ton of content that we're dropping all the time. Lots of shows we're checking out. Just want to say you became a Patreon member and blown away by the quality of the content I share, but thank you so much. We got Squid Game. We got Physical Asia. We got the episodes of the Survivor streams that look like this. We got Amazing Race. We've got Traders. We got The Genius. It's a lot to keep up on because there's a lot going on. But then, and that's just the current shows airing. There's hopefully some more fun stuff we'll be able to do over there on the Patreon. And on top of that, yes, the books are arriving. People are getting them. I've been getting messages from people who are receiving their copies of the books they ordered. I was at the book catapults Thursday and Friday, signing 4,200 books, and they are now being shipped out. People are getting them. My fingers are fine. It was my shoulder that was killing me. I'm not sure why. But it worked out. It took one day was 3,400. Then I went back Friday morning and finished the rest. It took me 3 hours on Friday. I think I was there until 4. So maybe like 9 to 10 hours total. Maybe 8 to 9. But we also took like a lunch break on the first day. So I don't know exactly the timing, but it was very cool. I was very grateful to have that many to sign. That so many people are so excited. I'm starting to see more reviews roll in as well on Goodreads and places. Please, if you liked the book, feel free to go and at least give it a rating over there. Yeah, I mean, what I will tell you is if you ordered from Book Catapult, first of all, they're just a local bookstore, right? Like they were completely unprepared for the amount of orders I got. They've never had this many orders for like a single book before. So they had to rent like a little house around the corner to store all of the books, and had to kind of learn on the fly the process of what what they're going to be doing, like where they're storing them, how we're going to sign all of them, and then shipping them out. Um, they were very grateful to all of you for giving them so many orders. They're just, an independent bookstore. Um, they were very grateful that, we basically like pointed at them more so than anywhere else. Um, And really, like, I signed that many books, but they're doing more work than me. Like, they had a whole like assembly line where they were flapping the pages to the title page so that I could sign that page, and then like stacking the books and then replacing them and moving them around, and all of that stuff. And then after that, after I left and my job was done, they had to put them in all of the like packaging and label them and get them mailed. So they were superstars. They were doing a lot. So it was very cool, very fun. Two things before we start this episode. Number one, the official publish date, even though some of you are getting it early, is November 25th, which is Tuesday. I will be doing a like release day stream, or at least I plan to do like a release day stream to kind of celebrate the release of the book. So that should be fun. In addition to that, tentatively scheduled for like Friday, maybe like afternoon ish. I want to do the soundbite tournament for Big Brother 27. Get that done with. So those are the two things on the docket. In the meantime, again, tons of stuff on Patreon. I am working on finishing up both Squid Game and Physical Asia. And then, who knows from there. I definitely want to do some amount of like book content there on the Patreon. Like I want to do some kind of Q&A and some kind of like book club kind of deal. Awaiting the order from Eagle Eye. I did send out the book plates to Eagle Eye a little while ago, so hopefully they're getting them soon and then they can start shipping out. All right. Commercial by 5:13. Can you watch along on the Patreon even if it's not live? Yeah, most of the Patreon content is not live. Right now, Survivor is the only live show. But I will do some Patreon streams that are live in the future. All right, we're up. And this is where we are, and this is also what you see on Patreon. You want to head over there for a better experience. Also, if you missed it, I did do a podcast with Shannon about last week's episode. Big discussion on the move and also kind of the nature of the show and how it's edited, to be honest. Yeah, a lot of people love the discussion with Shannon. Am I quiet? I shouldn't be too quiet. It's so funny. They're all sleeping. I don't know if I'd be able to sleep. She's not so. Cinematic. Yeah, so what I outlined, I don't remember if I said it last week or if I only said it on the podcast with Shannon, but um, because Rizzo still has an idol and now Savannah has an extra vote, even without the cracks in the other six people's, alliance, so to speak, if they were to try to split votes to prevent the idol from flipping the vote on them, Savannah's extra vote could make the vote 4-3-3. Which would be, kind of wild. It'd be cinema. It'd be cinematic. But who knows? At the very least, just having the ability to do something like that gives you a lot of power. Yeah, look at that. See, I feel like Sage and Jawan are doing really well. They have this old Hina tribe just falling over themselves to give them information while they vote out their numbers, basically. I'm just still so mad that Sophie is this important of a character and they purpled her for so long. I don't quite understand where Sophie's trying to go here. That's such a strange way of putting it. Okay, no commercial. That was a close one, though. Next prediction. Challenge? Yes, no? Um, I mean, okay. Let me just sort of explain my thoughts right now. My thoughts at the moment are mostly that I just continue to be flustered about what the actual dynamics are. And what I mean by that is we were given the storyline of Sage and Jawan flip from Uli to Hina. The Hina group plus Sage and Jawan take out Nate from Uli. The plan is to take out another one the next time, but things got in the way, and instead they took out MC. And so now Sophie is starting to waver from her position on Hina and potentially wants to go with Uli. But also Sage and Jawan worked with Rizzo and Savannah to take out MC because they still had that connection. So it's strange to me that we're getting two confessionals in this episode so far that's saying there are two sides. There are the power players, Sage and Jawan, and then there's Sophie, Rizzo, and Savannah, and maybe also the other Sophie. Two sides. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean? Like, how is that really how they see this? And if so, how did it come to be that way? Because that doesn't feel like two sides to me. That feels like there's three people over here and there's two people over here. And those two groups are closer than you are to either one, theoretically. Right? Like, I'm just confused. I could see it if Alex potentially was trying to create a divide of old Uli versus old Uli and was trying to like place Steven and Christina on Sage and Jawan's side and Sophie on the other and call it a 4-4 split with him in the middle. But that's not what he said in confessional. Maybe that is what he actually said. Man, it's just okay. We're back. I just feel like just tell me how these things are shaping up, please. We did in fact get a challenge. It's reminding me of I'm watching Traders Canada, and on Traders Canada right now, in the episodes, people are bringing up moments like, oh, this was a big moment for me that really changed my mind. That they didn't show in the episode. They're just having people tell us about these moments. And at least then we're hearing about them. Because like the thing too, sorry to talk over his explanation, but I don't really care. Um, the other part of it too is that like because it feels so difficult to fully grasp exactly what's happening, you have to fill in the gaps or try to like create your own headcanon of why these things are happening. You can't fully trust the edit, even if it is giving you some kind of answer, and it's often not giving us much of an answer. Um, what that does to you, fried chicken, French fries. All it does to you is give you a situation where you're watching the episode and waiting for segment by segment for what the vibe is. Ooh, Alex is doing something. Oh no, somebody said something bad about Alex, so he's not doing something. Yeah, I don't really get why we're doing team challenges for reward. Individual reward is always more fun. Yeah, even just getting to see the picks would be nice. That's more interesting than the challenge itself, in my opinion. Fried chicken, French fries, cheesecake. Honestly, if I was on the island, I would sooner have like grilled chicken, potato. You know what I mean? It would feel much better. And I guarantee you, they're not eating the top of the line fried chicken fresh from the fryer. You know what I mean? I guarantee you, they're getting lukewarm French fries, probably a little stale. Woo! Chicken from the mall cafeteria. I do think this style, the Alex style of throw, is going to be more effective than the underhand toss. You have a lot more control over it. Even the way Rizzo's doing it, I don't like as much. I greatly prefer the wrist flick, frisbee-esque throw. It does feel like he doesn't quite have the power, but if you can get the power, see, he had the height there, but he didn't have the right angle. Alex has the right angle every time. Yeah, soft drinks I definitely wouldn't want. This is not great for Jawan. Yeah, I mean, if I see that on the island, I'm worried. Like that's some solid connection. You know what I mean? Um, I do think Juwan was right to take it. I think that turning it down makes it worse. It makes you even more out to be like a martyr. Um, you take it, you say thank you. I think he played that pretty well, to be honest. Reluctant, then accepted it. Didn't look like he was too good to take it. He did the best he could to mitigate the threat level, but yeah, it's definitely something that should stand out to most people if they're watching. Next prediction. Any any advantages found? Newly found advantage. I will take a clue. I will take the advantage itself. They finding anything? It does need to be advantage related. Say the same thing about Joe and Eva last season, but then look what happened. True, but did either of them win? Joe could have won if he had been more knowledgeable about the game. I mean, it's so hard to know. It's again like the editing is just so rough, but like The whole thing about last season for me was that they propped up Joe to be this massive endgame threat, and then it turned out he never was. So it's like, does Joe even make it that far if people genuinely think he wins, if he can win the game? You know what I mean? It's just hard to know, hard to see. And we're back. I do genuinely just feel like this season shouldn't be 90 minutes. Or at least, like, if it is, they need to use their time better. It's again, it's like, stop. Not the time. That cheesecake looks ridiculous. See, why haven't we had a Sophie arc where we've been shown that she's actually at the bottom? Steve, I'm going to say that Steven is very good at giving them good TV. Steve, at the very least, he's very good at giving them what they want in confessional. Interesting. 4 on Savannah. I don't know how they. Why? They're for sure prodding her about that at this point. They're like, can you make it a metaphor about how you collect them? So they think they can pull Sophie's vote to make it for a 4-3 split. No advantages. Challenge again. Are we going back to a challenge? So far, I'm not loving the episode. I will say, which is at this point a little par for the course. It's just again, it's just like okay, so Christina's proposing a split vote plan, right? But we're also getting this stuff about Sophie. We're also getting this stuff about Alex. Where are people? I don't know if I need to care about the split vote plan yet because I don't know if it's anywhere close to even actually happening at this point. And it's again, it's like this is what I was saying earlier. It's like because you don't have a good grasp on what's actually happening, all you have to go on is the vibe that they're giving you. And the vibe that they're giving me in this episode is Christina bad. Oh, bad Christina. Uh-oh, people know about her idol now. Uh-oh, she's proposing a plan that's not going to work. Uh-oh, Christina's bad. And it's like if not for the edit telling me that, there's no world where I'd be like, "Oh man, Christina's in tons of trouble right now. You know what I mean? It forces you to acknowledge the edit to know what's going on rather than yeah, exactly. It's very much just like instead of being able to come to my own conclusions based on what's happening, it's just telling me how to feel without actually showing me all of what's happening. You know what I mean? That's why I often find it so difficult to have discussions about the show, like on podcasts and stuff. It's part of what I talk to Shannon about. It's like in order to actually have any kind of discussion beyond what they're forcing down our throats, you kind of have to just create scenarios of what might be happening based on the limited amount of actions that you're able to see. And when they make the edit so all or nothing, it makes the little moments feel less impactful or meaningful. So like when we get a cool Steven segment talking about chicken, instead of feeling like, oh, here's a fun character moment from Steven, whose place I know exactly in the game, who is a person I'm rooting for. Instead, it's like, oh, here's a fun character moment from Steven, who's a side character. You know what I mean? Which isn't contributing toward telling me what's happening. And they're too focused on these kinds of moments. I will say it. I think these moments are great and that players should express these things. But I think there is an overemphasis on it. I think the show cares too much about prioritizing these moments, especially for their big characters. So clearly Rizzo has been thinking he has Juwan and Sage this whole time. But all we get from that is that little moment. All right. No challenge, but we'll run it back. So if I'm gonna try to put the pieces together, my best guess at this point is that when we hear Alex in confessional saying this is what it is, that's not what it was. But to some degree, that's what Alex is trying to make it out to be. Or at least it's the way he thinks it is, right? So in reality, Sage and Juwan are working relatively closely to Rizzo, but still really want Savannah out. Rizzo still believes he's won Sage and Juwan back to his side, which is why he didn't play his idol. Because he just feels comfortable with them. People like Sophie and Alex are trying to warn Rizzo and Savannah, you can't trust Sage and Juwan because they don't want Sage and Juwan to have that middle position. Rizzo is not believing it. He believes that Alex is trying to break up his relationships and now wants Alex gone because he sees that Alex is a schemer. Rizzo is trying to use this to get Juwan on board to take out Alex along with other people. But Juwan is, at least from what we're hearing so far, recognizing that, you know, Alex might be messy, but I do still need to take a shot, specifically at Savannah, before I can take out Alex at this point, very likely. But like, how much is Alex actually doing those things? I don't know. We didn't really see Alex do those things. We saw Alex try to buddy up to Savannah and Rizzo, but anybody would do that. It's like a Jimmy situation. You know what I mean? Does Alex actually see the game that way? I would love to know. Does he actually want to try to create sides? Does he want to start playing the middle? Does he see Sage and Juwan as threats? Or does he actually just still want Savannah gone? We're talking a lot about Alex, but we don't actually know what's true. All right, we're back. I'm sure he would love to play the middle, but like I want to hear him talk about it. I want to see what his actual perspective is. All right. We do have a challenge. All right. Who gets the final confessional of the segment? Savannah, Sophie, Steven, Sage, Jawan, Christina. I apologize if I misspell any of these names. I don't have time to check them. Sophie, Rizzo, Alex, or nobody. Let me just check Christina's spelling. It's with a K. Okay. Oh, we're doing two. All right. So typically they do a confessional after the challenge before the commercial. That's the one I'm talking about. Who gets that final confessional? Or do they not do one and nobody gets it? A little strange to do a men and women split with 9 people on the tribe because that means there's not an even amount of men and women. But maybe this is a challenge that tends to split by gender pretty significantly. Is this the one we watched in Australia versus the World? I feel like it was different there, though. Didn't they? Wasn't it like painful? Like, weren't their feet on something painful? So this is like hugely about core strength. I'm combining the two. Okay. Rizzo's got long legs. See, I could see men being a lot worse at this with heavier legs, heavier sort of bodies to keep upright, less flexibility. That's a pretty good fact. Oh, that's going to wipe them instantly. I bet most of them drop quickly after they can't grab on. Oh, they do have a little seat. I didn't notice that. It looks like Jawan is not using the seat as well. Where do you put your arms? As forward as possible. You want as much counterweight forward as you can. Because your abs are holding up your upper body right now. Oh, I was not expecting Alex to drop there. Juwan has a better form. Oh, I was expecting Sophie to drop there. Juwan has better form in terms of his actual body, but it seems like he's not using the little bench as well as Steven is. Yeah, there's no way. Steven was just in the perfect position. That little slant was giving him just enough forward position. I think what happened is Jawan was in a much better position while he was still grabbing because he was able to sort of like pull himself really forward. But then when he was forced to lean back without grabbing, he didn't have it because his butt wasn't in the right position. Yeah, Savannah with shorter legs, you can see she's even able to kind of like rest one by straightening one out and lifting the other. She's got shorter legs. She's a little more flexible, it seems. And because of that, her torso is more upright. Because her legs aren't her knees aren't forcing her backwards. She psyched her out. Well, so much for my split vote scenario. They were so close to doing it too. It would have been so fun. But this is again, it's like, okay, we spent all of that time talking about a split vote plan. For what? Savannah's immune. Steven, again, he's doing his best. He's trying to give them what they want. Always reaching for those metaphors. It is not. Who was the confessional? It was Rizzo, who was the most popular pick. Sounds like a fun summer to me. Really? Next prediction. Do we hear the phrase split vote? I'm looking for exactly that phrase, split vote. Anything can be around it, but I need split and vote. I will accept split the vote. I will accept split the vote. But I need split and vote to be within one word of each other. Splitting the vote, I will also accept. Vote split, I will accept. I can't name every contingency, but I hope that at this point you get the vibe. It will be a little subjective, but here we go. All right, we got 30 minutes left. I know. When we got to 45 minutes in, I was like, oh my God. Which is wild because this is like, I've been doing this all day. I've been doing this for weeks. All I'm doing is watching episodes of reality shows and recording myself doing so and putting them on Patreon. I've been doing it for a while. And none of those shows are making me feel like this. Very few of those shows, I would say, are making me feel like this. Like, ugh. How much is left? And I feel like Survivor just shouldn't be that show. Big Brother makes sense, you know? Ads don't help, for sure. And it does also extend the length of the time watching. I'm also hoping 50 changes. I feel like 50, if 50 is not good, we're going to have such a problem. Survivor US is going to be, I think, in serious trouble if 50 isn't good. What am I enjoying the most? Physical Asia, Squid Games finale, Traders Canada. I think Squid Game I enjoyed the most, followed by Physical Asia. But they're pretty close, to be honest. I was really enjoying both. Traders Canada is rough, and that's unfortunate because like I love many of the people on it, but it's just been it's been a little bit of a rough season of television. All right, we're back. Okay. We're back on board. Split vote. This dude named Alex. You see them like dabbing up? When I met Jawan, I think we dabbed up like 5 times in a 2-minute conversation. Which, to be fair, in a very loud environment with drinks going around, it's pretty common. But it was just funny. It's funny to see him do it with Alex a couple times. Okay. Final prediction? Okay. This one might be kind of fun actually. I'm going to run the prediction back. Do we get split vote at tribal? Does somebody say split vote? Um from my perspective, at this point, there's a pretty clear move for Sage and Jawan from the information we know, which is you do split votes on Rizzo and Sophie. Um, Now, we have a little more information than they do in terms of Savannah's extra vote and Sophie's knowledge is power on top of Rizzo's idol. But I still feel like for Sage and Juwan, there's just a lot of. They seem to have a lot of room to play with Steven as their like trio guy, especially now that MC's gone. And then they also do seem to have Christina fairly locked in. And then they have these stragglers like Alex and Sophie who can try to jump ship, but are probably going to find it kind of difficult. You do have a worry, which is that, like, if you take out Rizzo, he is your best connection to that side. And now Alex can flip with Sophie, maybe even both Sophies, to make it 4-4. And if you take out Sophie, then you've potentially lost Rizzo. Maybe. But really, I think your ideal scenario is you force the idol out of Rizzo, you get out Sophie, and then you move forward into the next vote in the power position. I think that's the play. The problem is the correct play does mean potentially splitting the votes, which we know if Savannah plays her extra vote correctly could lead to disaster. And obviously, the worst case scenario is making the correct play and then it's still going wrong and it ending up in the incorrect play. All right, we're back. And honestly, maybe the play is to not even split votes at all and to just put votes on Sophie. To not risk a split vote scenario. What happens? Oh boy, we're running again. What is wrong with them? You have perpetuated this culture of speaking in metaphor, Jeff. Flushing it?
Do I take advantage of this chance to flush my number one's number two?
You guys see me play that for Morgan? Just think about tribal council versus traders roundtable. Very similar concepts. but one is significantly more entertaining. You know, guys, I see the traders as kind of like being a chef in the kitchen. You're cracking some eggs and you're trying to anticipate which are the bad eggs and which are the good eggs. And sometimes you take one, you shake it in your ear a little bit, you're like, this really seems like a bad egg. And then you crack it open and it turns out it was a good egg all along. I'm halfway through that metaphor. And half the cast has already voted for me. You know what I mean? I didn't hear any split votes, by the way. Did anybody hear any split votes? I don't think I heard it said. He openly admits to playing both sides. I wish like we had seen more of that. Like I said, like from my perspective, it looked like a Jimmy situation where it was like, well, of course he's gonna like talk to Rizzo and Savannah. But when he goes out saying, "Oof, I did play both sides," I'm like, wait, what? We are not watching The Amazing Race tonight. But I will tell you. So I plan to watch Amazing Race for tomorrow. I'll give you a little teaser. And you know, things could always happen. This might not pull through, but Brittany Haynes reached out to me. She was like, "Hey, we should talk Amazing Race tomorrow." So if you are a patron on my Patreon, stay tuned for some Amazing Race watching with extra bonus chat with one Brittany Haynes. That will be Amazing Race is a higher tier. Yeah, the CBS stuff. I guess I could cut out the Britney stuff. I might cut the Britney stuff out and make it separate, but I was planning to just stick it to the end of the episode because I thought that'd be fun. I think that just makes sense. I'm sorry. You can also watch it on Britney's Patreon. Just the discussion part. It should go up tomorrow. I would say like tomorrow afternoon. Predictions confirmed no split vote, I believe. We're back. What? All right. Yeah, I would recommend if you have to pick one platform, I do recommend Patreon at the moment. It's just the place where I'm able to post the most stuff. And it's a lot of fun stuff. I am continuing with Physical Asia. We will get some of that once I finish up Squid Game. All right. So there it is. That was Survivor. It's just still not quite working for me, unfortunately. It is unfortunate, but it is what it is at this point. We're doing our best. Luckily, there are plenty of other shows again over on the Patreon. There's tons of stuff that is, most of the stuff on Patreon is available on any tier. Pretty much any show that's not one of the mainline CBS shows is the basic tier. So check all that stuff out. I've been working very hard putting out, at this point, we're averaging like at least 2 videos a day at this point, which is unsustainable, will not continue. But right now it's necessary because so many shows are airing with binge drops and all this stuff. But there's definitely a ton of stuff on there to even just catch up on at this point if you want to hop on. So check out the Patreon. Hopefully, if you've ordered a book, you've got that coming soon at this point. Yes, the audiobook should be out same day as it should be next Tuesday, November 25th. I have seen a couple of ARC reviews of I didn't even realize they did this. They're sending out the audiobook early to some people. Not that it really matters at this point because we're only about a week away. But I've already gotten some good reviews on the performance, which I'm very happy about. So I'm very excited for the audiobook to come out as well and for people to get a chance to listen to it. Christmas movie watch party, we'll for sure do something like that. Yeah. Movie watch parties are definitely coming for the Patreon. I've been drowning in all of these shows at the moment. 4.62 on Goodreads, right? I know. I just hope it stays up there, you know what I mean? Have I thought of trying to sell the book on TikTok? I honestly don't even know how. I'm not on TikTok. I should. We will definitely do a book club for the book. Hopefully I'll be able to I don't even have a copy yet. I've signed 4,200. I don't have one for myself yet. I'm still waiting on him to ship me one. Hopefully I'll have an actual hardcover to show you soon. And then I think what I'll probably do is listen to the official produced audiobook version myself, and that'll probably be the final time I read my book. And I'll do that alongside a book club on the Patreon. And we'll probably do something like do a discussion on each chapter, something along those lines. And I can talk about what went into writing it, and we can just have like general discussions and stuff. So that should be very fun. And again, Friday, soundbite tournament. Tuesday, book release stream. I'll do a bit of like a Q&A, a little bit of like a celebration, that kind of thing. And then back again Wednesday for the next Survivor episode. All right. Thank you all again so much for hanging out. Hope you've enjoyed, despite my at least lack of enjoyment in the episode. And I will see all of you next time.